Hi, my name is Brian Wetton. As you know, there are tremendous, almost tectonic changes happening on the planet right now. The next 10 years are going to bring more changes than in any decade in history. Humanity is being pushed to wake up fast, and it needs your help. If you've developed the capacity to provide value to clients doing any type of transformational or healing work, then the world needs what you have to offer. But how do you let people know what you do? How do you attract the right patients or clients who are searching for the deep changes you can help them make? I found that with many coaches, counselors, healers, and transformational leaders, that they struggle with presenting their gifts and their talents to the world. They love providing their services, but then they just feel so frustrated and overwhelmed by all that business stuff that they think they should be doing, but don't really want to be doing, or things that somehow seem harder than they should be. Have you experienced that? Or this one, when potential clients or patients tell you that you provide amazing value, but they just don't have the time or the money to work with you right now? I've seen this so many times, and it breaks my heart that people like you who have a strong calling to make a difference in the world, who have been courageously following your calling and are hitting challenges that are stopping you from having a full, thriving practice and helping lots of people in the ways that only you can. But before the world and your clients or patients can truly receive that help, there is one essential shift you have to make. And I would love to show you how to make it so you can make a bigger impact and be of greater service. That's why in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to share with you the essential practice building breakthrough it took me 10 years to learn the hard way. Now, 4 years ago, I had the opportunity to sit down to dinner with Jack Canfield, and I was really nervous. He is one of the most successful and authentic transformational leaders I've ever met. So while inside I felt like an overeager, slobbering puppy, desperate for attention and praise, outside I tried to keep it all together. Yes, I'm very professional. And I spent the dinner asking him all the best questions I could think of. And then as our waiter brought us dessert, I asked Jack if I could share a couple thoughts and get his feedback on them, and he graciously agreed. So Jack, since my first experience of transformational work in 2001, I've kept asking one question. Why aren't people just lining up for this work? Why isn't there a 10-year waiting list for each coach, counselor, healer, and transformational leader? We provide such amazing value. Why isn't the world beating a path to our door? And Jack agreed that this is one of the biggest questions he'd been asking for many years as well. So I said, in looking around, I've noticed that there are basically two approaches to marketing and selling transformational services. One approach is hard selling, where someone puts themselves up on a pedestal and then uses a host of aggressive sales tactics, table rush, hypnosis, false scarcity, manipulation, to convince people to buy. And this creates a lot of success, but very little change, and it feels out of integrity to me. It's something I just cannot bring myself to do, even if it helps some people. Then most people do the opposite. They give away a taste of their value, they give away a session, they give, and give up. Where no matter what they do or how much value they have to offer, they never get to serve anywhere close to the number of people who could use their help. And again, Jack agreed and said that this has been one of his biggest frustrations as well. Okay, so Jack, here's what I've come up with after beating my head against this problem for years. I'd love your thoughts on it, I told him. The core problem that we face is that deep down, people are scared to change. Anything that pushes us too far out of our comfort zone too fast automatically triggers a deep, unconscious, almost biological level of fear and resistance. And it doesn't matter if it's a good change or a bad change. As Marianne Williamson said, our greatest fear is not our darkness, it's our light. The deeper the change is, the deeper the fears are that get triggered when you try to make it. Now, the hard salespeople get this, and their solution is to try and push people through their fears. Now, maybe that's good, maybe it's not, but it's definitely conflicted. Then pretty much everybody else goes the other side, and they try to counter this problem by creating ever larger levels of value. They get more degrees and certifications. They do even more spiritual work. They lower their fees even further. But this is the opposite of what works. Yeah, it works for traditional business. If you're Walmart and you offer slightly cheaper prices on Black Friday, people will literally beat a path to your door. But in a transformational business, the more value you offer, the more fear shows up during the enrollment process. Faced with a truly amazing opportunity, one piece of your ideal clients is going to say, yeah, I want to do that, while another, usually even bigger piece, says, hell no, run away. This yes, hell no conflict is the core problem of our industry, and the way we work with it, the third choice that could change everything, is to make the conflict explicit and help people work with it directly. Jack was astonished. He agreed that this was it, the core diagnosis and prescription for so much of what's been holding our industry back. He was so excited that he asked if I would come and coach him and his organization on this. At which point, I melted down in a puddle of unworthiness. I'd been doing so well up until this point. I'd been keeping my inner slobbering puppy dog in control. I'd been focusing on our shared purpose rather than my worth. I'd been listening and connecting, but this was too much. I sabotaged myself like many of us do when we're presented with a life-changing opportunity. And that moment was the inspiration that led to my book. Yes, hell no, the little book for making big decisions. It's what had Jack write the foreword to the book, where he described this as one of the most simple and powerful technologies I've ever seen for making big decisions in life from one of the great leaders and coaches in the field. And it's what led to the 2-day practice building breakthrough experience, where we teach you this third way of filling your practice, where instead of hard selling or give up, you're able to cleanly and gracefully help your clients separate their truth from their fears and commit to creating the changes they most want. Now, because of how important this critical shift is, we offer this event at basically our cost. Our goal isn't to make money on it. It's to help as many people as possible. And no, we're not complete self-sacrificing altruists. At the event, we do offer a completely clean, transparent opportunity to continue working with us as part of our 1-year Practice Building Academy. We model the selling by giving process for you, and we regularly have people tell us that just watching the way we do enrollment in the room was a life-changing experience for them. Then at the end of the event, we ask the room to fill out feedback forms and have them rate the level of value they received on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is defined as off-the-charts life-changing value. We set the bar really high on what a 10 means. At our last 2 events, the average ratings were a 9.0 and a 9.1. The last thing I'd want to do, though, is try to convince you to attend, have you invest your time, money, and energy in doing so, and then not get exceptional value. So how can we know if you'd answer a 9 or a 10 at the end of the weekend and feel like this event opened the door to truly living your calling and fully and abundantly expressing the work that you're here to do in the world? Over the last 10 years, while I didn't end up coaching Jack Canfield, I have had the honor of coaching thousands of coaches, counselors, healers, and transformational leaders, including a number of the leaders in the field. And in doing so, I found that there are 5 symptoms, the 5 Ps, that really clearly indicate how much value you could receive from experiencing this practice building breakthrough. These are the 5 blocks that create the most frustration for our clients, the biggest challenges they have when they first come to see us. And then the neat thing is that with each of these 5 problems, there is a deeper, counterintuitive reason why you've been having this problem and a simple solution for how to resolve it. The first P is procrastination. Do you procrastinate when it comes to selling and marketing your services? And if so, do you sometimes think it's because you're unmotivated, undisciplined, or unworthy? It's not. And you're going to be astonished when you discover the real problem and the simple solution. The second P is pricing. Do you struggle to charge what your services are truly worth? Do you have fears come up around telling people what you charge? If so, it's almost certainly because of a single deep misunderstanding that we're going to help you change. Then the third P is positioning. Do you feel frustrated when people ask you, so what do you do? Because you can't figure out how to describe your services in ways that cause people to refer great clients to you. And have you been challenged when it comes to defining your niche because you feel like you'd be betraying your calling if you just focused on a narrow group of people? If so, you're not alone. Then the fourth P is plan. Do you know that you need a simple business plan that you trust, but you find yourself feeling overwhelmed each day by all the thousands of things you should be doing to build your practice? Do you wish that somebody could just give you a proven business in a box so you didn't have to figure all the sales and marketing and business stuff out the hard way? Then the fifth P is panic. Do you have fears come up for you when you move forward on your path? When you talk to people about what you do? And do you judge that this means there's something wrong with you or that you're not really ready to be doing this work in the world? If so, then what you're going to learn about why you feel this fear is going to rock your world. We have put together a short, free, online assessment to help you see where you're at with each of these 5 blocks. Take the quiz, and in 3 minutes, you are going to know which of these 5 is your biggest opportunity to create a breakthrough. Then once we've done so, we'll have a much better sense about the value you could receive and whether or not this is the practice building breakthrough you've been looking for. And if it is, we are going to have a great time together, and I cannot wait to discover the breakthroughs that you are going to have.